I want to introduce you to the key mantras. One of the things people regularly say to me is, how do I know when I am still negotiating? And probably more importantly, how do we know when the other guy is prepared or is engaged in negotiation themselves? Well, this is it. There are 4 points that I continually chant to myself as a mantra. Number 1, negotiation is perceptual, not factual. If you find yourself with a huge spreadsheet and a pen in your hand and a calculator on the table, and you are continually referring to the facts of the deal, you will probably find that the other party isn't looking at a negotiation. They are probably either buying hard from you or they're trying to understand the position so that then they can buy hard. Both parties must feel a level of trust with each other and believe, so this is the perception, and believe that this is a mutual resolution of conflict. If you're trying to force facts at people, they get very suspicious. And sometimes you will even go to someone and say, this is the best deal I've ever done. And factually, it might be correct. It might be the best credit terms you've ever given, the lowest price, the most bells and whistles on the product. And then the other guy says, yeah, but I'm not comfortable with it. I don't like the way you presented it. Or I don't think you've gone far enough towards my requirements. Their perception then says they don't think you're negotiating because you're just working on the facts. Second, negotiation can be an emotional engagement, but I'm going to ask you as a mantra to try and clean yourself of emotion and work on a pragmatic position. When things go wrong in a relationship, corporately or privately, you have to stay pragmatic. Say, I can't hope for the world to be better tomorrow. I can only work towards it being better. And I can't wish it was the same as yesterday because that's gone, that's happened. I can't change that. Both of those hopes and wishes are emotional engagements we have. And people look for justification and they look for fair play and they look for honesty. Well, I'm hoping we're going to get that eventually, but pragmatically, what we should do in every negotiation is focus on what's going on right now. If the customer says they're unhappy with the price, let's not get upset with them. Let's explore why. It might be just that they haven't got the money or they didn't expect to spend that much. Pragmatically, it's now our job to work with them to understand the position. So what I'm looking for as a mantra is stay pragmatic, stay open-minded, and don't engage emotionally. Third, negotiation is cooperative, not competitive. Now, we do have a problem here. As buyers and as salespeople, we're mostly recruited to be competitive people. It's quite an adversarial engagement in most cases. Getting the right price, getting the right deal, getting it on your terms, all of these things are highly competitive activities. So when I say to you, negotiation is about cooperation, you will win more deals for yourself in a better way if you stay cooperative than competitive. Some of us can't help ourselves, and I thoroughly understand if you find yourself continually reining yourself in. But that's what you must do. Try not to paint the other guy into a corner. Try not to get them to make assumptions. Try not to get them to commit themselves too soon. Work on cooperation as much as you can. And there's a very old saying that you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And that's what we're looking for here. Cooperation, not competition. And then finally, this is a difficult one. Rapport first, understanding second. And this in a way comes back to perception and facts. Most people, by nerves, enthusiasm, competition, aggression, any of these terms, most people try and cut to the chase. Most people want to get all the facts out on the table, let the dog see the rabbit, whatever you want to put, however you want to put it yourself. People go for the understanding first. It's a mistake. If you want a win-win resolution of mutual compromise, the other party has to have some level of trust and respect for you. You don't get that by cutting to the chase. You do get it by generating rapport. Now, by that, I don't mean talking about their kids, about their dog, about the weekend, about the football. You don't talk about your drive-in and how nice their office is. Rapport you get by the top three. Stay sensitive to the other party's perception of the conversation. Stay sensitive to their view of the actual conflict as it stands. Be pragmatic about why you're there. And don't try and build a case that makes your life easier. Stay cooperative right from the beginning. You don't have to give anything away, but at the beginning, a bit of cooperation about understanding about the pragmatic view and the other party's right to a perception, all of this can only build rapport. So when we look at negotiation and we look at the mantras that says, how am I doing? My question to you would be, are you being perceptual, pragmatic, cooperative, and are you trying to generate rapport with this other party before we even start trying to identify how to resolve the conflict? And then finally, remember, behaviour breeds behaviour. If you go in cutting to the chase, so will they. If you go in competing and trying to cut pieces off for yourself, so will they. If you go in emotional, crying, shouting, arguing, you will generate an emotional atmosphere and the other party will. And then finally, if you just go and stick to the facts, they will think that's how you want to do it, and they will not take any account of your perception. And that means their behaviour is bred by your behaviour, and vice versa.